Throughout this journey of life, you are set to achieve particular things, particularly your purpose, right? Your life's goals, your life's ambition, whenever you understand and discover what that is along the beginning phases of life. But what I want to share with you today is the very essence, the very most important thing to absolutely achieve your goal, to achieve your passion, to achieve your purpose. And though we speak a lot about consistency, which is a very pivotal part of manifestation and putting what you have available to you in action and actually making things go, right? Because action is very important. Consistency in your action is very important. But how do you be consistent? So yes, though there are many layers to understanding how to achieve your goal, how to materialize and manifest your desires, the most important thing about being consistent is really about making sure that the things that you are doing consistently is sustainable. So the key, really, the foundation of all action, all consistent action, which is the essence of how you achieve your goal, is making sure that every action step that you take, every idea that you have, everything that you do to push forward through life is grounded in making sure that what you're doing is sustainable. Because if it is not sustainable, then there will become a point where you break down. There will become a point where you burn out. And this is the very thing you want to avoid. This is the very thing that often causes one to quit. And it is quitting that is the only way that you absolutely do not achieve your goal. Because when you are focused and you are determined and you made a clear decision that you're going to do something, the only thing that truly is going to stop you is you. So how you approach the actions of doing, being, is very dependent on what you're doing at the time. If you're wanting to run a marathon, it's not going to help you to initially, at first day of training, go run 26 miles, right? You have to start off small, and you have to be consistent with that pace or how you start off. But the most important thing is it's sustainable. So you start off in a way that is manageable. I really hate to use the word realistic, but some people would say you start off from a realistic point of view or a realistic standard as to doing what is appropriate for you at the time. Because just like working out, you have to build a muscle. You have to build up that endurance. You have to fortify yourself so that way you can increase the intensity. But in the beginning, you have to be in a space where you are clear as to, okay, what is the appropriate amount of work, time, intensity that will allow me to continue to do this on a daily basis, right, on a consistent basis without me burning out. So many times it's more important to start off small than to go too big, too fast, too hard. Because when you start off small, you can easily see where you are and how you feel afterwards over the course of time. And then that allows you to get a real gauge, a real picture of how you can increase the intensity, increase the time, increase the energy, or you just know, okay, this is within my limitation or standard. This is where my quote unquote fitness level is. And so I'm going to stay here for an amount of time and then maybe increase it over the course of, a few months or even a few years, right? But it also depends on how fast or how important it is for you to get to that goal, right? By a certain time frame. But the key here is really practicing the self-awareness to recognize where you are and what you can do on a consistent basis. Consistent basis means indefinitely. Consistency isn't about just saying, oh, okay, I can do this for a week. I can do this for 2 weeks. You want to ask yourself, what can I do forever if possible, right? What can I do for the remainder of my life? How can I continue to do this every single day to eventually accumulate into the results that I want, to eventually materialize, to eventually align myself with the reality in this physical realm, the same reality that you have in your mind and your spirit, right? Because that reality that you are visualizing, you're seeing yourself having that thing, being that person. So when you go into actually materializing that in the physical realm, right? This physical reality we all live in and we share, when you are looking to match that and create that, you have to make sure that the things that you are doing, though they're in your mind and you see yourself at your highest possibility, your highest potential, your true self, this physical body, the way you're being now, right, is probably not exactly in alignment. So the visualization is just helping you to build up and see how far you have to go. And the action steps that you're doing in this physical realm is to get you to that point. And so this is where time becomes really abstract, right? Because in your mind and your spirit, you're already there. But now you just have to match the physical frequency, the physical realm, with the spiritual realm, right? What you see in your mind, what you visualize is the spiritual realm, the spiritual reality. Now you have to do whatever it takes physically, do whatever it takes with managing your ego to align yourself with that physical realm. And it is doing, minor but important steps every single day that will build up that spiritual fitness, so to speak, to get you to who you truly are over the course of time. So remember, it is about being sustainable in your action steps, in your methods, in your thought process, in your doing, in your being, to eventually align this physical reality, this physical existence that you're experiencing with the spiritual one that you are actually living. So you must recognize that it's all about being really focused in on the self-awareness as to what you can do every single day. And then over the course of time, you will adapt, you will grow, you will develop that endurance to recognize, okay, now I can step it up a notch. Just enough to know, okay, this is where I can step it up to continue to be, consistent, to continue to be at a level where it is sustainable for you to continue to go further and further and further indefinitely. So consistency is key, but the only way you can be consistent is to make sure that you are being sustainable in your actions, sustainable in your method, right? In how you are accessing and reaching or moving toward achieving, materializing the thing that you desire, living your passion, ultimately becoming your true self. Thank you so much. Feel free to go to drabundant.com, subscribe to my daily newsletter. You also get access to this free ebook, The Power Within. You will also eventually get invited to my Manifestation Monday morning calls that happen every Monday morning at 7 a.m. I look forward to seeing you there. Continue to join me on this journey. Peace and abundance always.